Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. The baseball happened, the teams played, games were won, games were lost, players played their hardest, and we're going to talk all about it. Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. Thank you very much for joining us today as we recap the weekend that was in Major League Baseball. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is young Jake in California. We have Trevor Plouffe, and behind the dish, producer BBD. We are all wearing different colors today on our chests. Jake and Trev are wearing the same color hat. This episode of Talkin' Baseball is brought to you by our most recent patrons, our best friends, Nicholas Paras, Nick Piavano, and then just Nick. So leading off with three Nicks, feels like a prank. Alan Lewandowski, Daniel Allen, Ryan Clements, Jeremy Reynes Goldfinger, Daniel Hackman, Chesley, Chesley? Plank? Never heard of that name before. Chessley. You guys ever heard that one before? Chesley.
Chesley.
I like it.
Good southern name.
And Jonathan, is this supposed to be Fox? Because what I have in front of me is Foox with his
Jonathan Fuchs.
Fuchs.
Yeah,
Fuchs
big
or
dude,
Fox.
Jonathan. I like to see it.
Yeah, so those are most recent patrons. Appreciate them. Thank you very much. Trevor, how are you doing? How was your weekend? What's up?
James, Jacob, Big Dong, everybody in the chats. I'm doing great, man. Happy to be back. You know I love Monday episodes. Is it Monday? It is Monday.
Yes.
I love Monday episodes. I'm in a great mood. I had a good weekend. We did Legoland. We did this little hotel down in San Diego. Good times, man. Nice little family weekend, but also some good baseball. A couple of my friends did some really cool stuff in the major leagues. You guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
But that's it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
doing good.
watching.
I'm excited to talk about it. What about you, Jacob? How are you doing?
Trevor, James, Big Baby David, everyone in the chat. D-backs in the chat right now. Let's go Serpientes.
Soft.
I'm doing well. Had a nice little family weekend. Saw my nephew, aunt and uncle up from Florida. August, a big birthday month in the family. Saw Pops. Watched a lot of baseball, a lot of Yanks running off of the Field of Dreams game. So that was a good time in the South Side. And baseball continually hot in the street. BBD's Red Sox with a big week, a necessary weekend. And man, that Tatis guy's back. Like, baseball's just constantly caliente en los calles.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Shout out Zendino.
Zendino the Great in the chat always, and everyone. Back it up. Jim?
I'm good.
Yep.
I have a headache in the back of my neck right now. I don't know how that happened.
That's not a headache, but whatever.
Ooh, interesting. Depends where on the neck, to be fair.
I mean, it's a neck ache.
That would... Where
Right-
you're pointing is your head. It's
Right
the
here.
head part of your neck.
It's like where it connects. That's where I get majority of my headaches, right here.
Back of the head.
Trev, what do you got to say about that? Right here. What's this?
Top of the neck ache.
I don't like that.
Looks like right where
Wow.
head meets neck.
That's where I get a lot of my headache, where head meets necks.
Play neck.
Yeah.
Sounds like a compression in your spine problem. Maybe we need to get you on one of those, those like things you lay on and they flip you upside down.
I'd love one of those.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get you one of those.
We're getting one in the office.
We were, Jake and I, before we even got the office, when it was a two-man company, and we were daydreaming about an office. Didn't we daydream about having one of those?
Yes. I've wanted one for a while.
And I think our idea was that if you used it, you had to go on Instagram Live for the duration of using it. Like you just had to live stream
Might have
yourself
not helped
being
the
upside
process.
down. Yeah.
End of the day.
Yeah.
Inversion table. Yeah.
And version table. Yeah. But I'm doing good, man. Baseball is awesome. I know this is an MLB pod, but I love the Little League World Series. So I spent all Saturday watching all the regional championship games because they scheduled them out. So it was one after the other, after the other, after the other into the Yankees game. So I was just building furniture around the house.
Nice.
Big fan. And I haven't been able to watch it. I don't know why. Well, it didn't happen last year. Year before that, I did watch it. So, I don't know. I love the Little League World Series. Starts
Canceled
on...
last year, right?
What's that?
Canceled last year?
And this year, there's no foreign countries. So, there's the top...
Oh, what?
Because of COVID. So, the top 2 from each region are making it to Williamsport.
Sucks.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, I don't think they like it either. Hands are tied.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, someone... this comment got deleted in our chat quickly because it was in all capital letters. You guys know you're not allowed to do that. I'm not really sure why, but the moderators do the moderating.
Because Jake and I are dumb and those grab our attention too much, and we don't want the chat to constantly distract us with all caps. That's why there's no all caps allowed.
I didn't call you guys dumb. You said that yourselves.
I didn't.
Alex Verdugo mentioned your paternity video. Is that true?
Did he? Well, I don't know. Doogie's a fan, so could have been.
It's a dude. He's with us.
Okay.
If he did, someone
cool.
send that my way. I'd like to hear that.
Elvis Andrews went on paternity leave, so are we just going to bet the house on him coming back and going nuts?
Yep.
Bang.
Yes. Trev, did you play Little League?
I did not. At the time, like 11 and 12 years old, I was playing Pony League. So we didn't really have there's not like a World Series that gets any publicity.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would have loved to, man. My Little League did go to the World Series in '94. I think I probably mentioned that before. The Earthquake Kids, Northridge Little League.
Yes. That was a very famous team.
Yeah, my brother should have been on that team. League politics kept him off it. He was 11 years old. Stud. Shout out Marshface, HD Webb. So he missed his chance.
It's a bummer.
Kind of sucks.
Next year, they're revamping the Little League World Series. There's going to be more regions. There's only 8 U.S. regions, which is cool for us, Jake, because it's the Metro region and the Mid-Atlantic, so there's going to be a lot. Jake and I want to challenge whoever wins the Mid-Atlantic, it's the Pennsylvania team or Tom's River, to blitzball. Just they get all of them.
9v2.
9 versus 2 on a Little League field, running the bases, making plays. Me and Jake versus the team. If anyone listens and knows those teams, this is a serious thing. I don't know how to reach out to them, but
smoke
we
them
will.
out.
But yeah, it's me and Jake. I'm throwing as hard as I can.
I hit up
Blitzball.
Todd.
You did?
We were ships passing in the night because he was in Bristol, Connecticut, because he went to go see his nephew play, and I was in Southington, and I was like, oh, shoot. So I was like, hey, shot in the dark, if you're around, I'm actually in Southington. And he goes, oh, bro, just cleared out. Lie. He was still there. No, that's
he
not
was
true.
like
His dad. I made a video of the Tom's River Little League team, and I think it's his dad at the end. It just looks at the camera and just says, "Going back down to Williamsport." Just cracked me up. How matter of fact it was.
Nailed it.
All right, let's get into the MLB action. The NL recap. Jake's batting leadoff today.
Holy
and that's
cow.
why it's brought to you by Manscaped, because Jake told us earlier today in the office, actually on Weekly Dumb, spoiler, he said that he needs to trim up down there.
Yeah, I've let it go for a couple days.
Yeah, he said he couldn't even find his penis. His pubes have been so long.
Got to get my landing strip back for draft weekend.
Yes. So he's going to use his Lawnmower 4.0 to get himself into shape. And if you're feeling the same way, you can go get yourself one. It's the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. They also have the Performance Package. Are you going to use any of the other stuff, Jake? Are you going to use the Crop Preserver? Are you going to use the ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver, the Boxer Briefs? You guys both like the Boxer Briefs, and so does my brother Luke.
Yeah.
I actually never have gotten a pair because they always get snagged by you guys or Luke. Yeah, so Lawnmower 4.0 is 7,000 RPM motor, so that's cool. Jake's going to use it, and you guys can use it and be like Jake. 20% off plus free shipping with the code Talkin at manscaped.com. Manscaped.com, 20% off plus free shipping with the code Talkin. Jake, what happened in the National League? Honestly, please tell me.
We are starting in Trevor Plouffe's Flushing's Queens. The Mets hosted the Dodgers. Big series. This started their 13-game set. And we're going Buenos Cantos free baseball in the first 2 games. And although that's been bad news for the Dodgers all year, they get the first 2 and then they win the Sunday night baseball with Max Scherzer on the bump. 14-4. Man, oh man, this Mets stretch did not need to start off with 2 extra inning losses to the Dodgers. Fun games, man. We had a little bit of a laser light show on the field. We don't like that, people. Be fans. You and me didn't make it to the show. Jim and Trevor did. Will Smith with 3 homers in this set. I think that matched a couple Mets players this year. People were having fun with those stats. Mets, you gotta hit better than 163, although Urias, Buehler, and Scherzer make it really tough, too. Tough start for the Mets, and DeGrom shut down 2 more weeks. Oh boy, Mets! Keep your head above the water. Speaking of, Reds and Phillies, a couple teams trying to stay in the mix, and the Reds take 2 out of 3 from Trevor's Phils on the road. Neither team really hit. Well, the Reds hit with some power, 6 homers, but the batting average weren't there. The Reds starting pitching had a nice series. Papa Molly, I like that. Sonny Gray, football quarterback, people forget. Castillo with a bounce back from him after his bad day at the office, and Aaron Nola gets punched around a lot. Jesse Winker aggravates his intercostal strain. Don't make me try to point where that is on the body. He'll be further evaluated today. And Reeser Hoskins, friend of the pod, supposed to be coming back, but Phillies not happy to drop a set at home. Watch out, people. The Atlanta Braves. First place in the NL East. That Braves infield, people were talking. And they went off this series. Dansby, how's your 4 homers? Albies with a couple yackers. Young, thick Austin Riley. Guys, I told you about missing your flight. With this Braves infield, everyone, Freddie, Ozzie, Dansby, Young, Thick, they each had 1 daughters for this 3-game set. They sweep the lowly Nationals, boogity, boogity, boogity in Atlanta. And Trev's Yanoa coming back off the 60-day. Oh boy. Fried and Morton, quality starts from them. Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. They split the 7-inning double dick. Pirates put up a 14-burger in the first game. Good for them. But then they get shut out the second game. 10 Brewers recorded multiple hits. Only Yelly and Adames with 3+ though. Brew Crew beat the Pirates. And sometimes it's simple as that for your simple ass. Kid Cudi, wow, haven't seen him in a minute. Giants, Los Hibido Gigantes take 3 out of 4 from the Rockies. And that's obvious. Giants win because guess what? Starting pitching and relief pitching both had ERAs in the 2. They hit enough. Tommy La Stella's back. Holy smokes, we haven't heard that name in a minute. For my Rocks, Marquez, he got knocked around. CJ Cron, he's still getting some hits. Good for him. Thought he was going to be traded. Wasn't. Kyle Freeland with a good start. Colorado's finest. Giants take 3 out of 4. My Snakes take 3 out of 4 from the Padres. Who's your daddy, San Diego? Los Serpientes. How's your no-no? My God. Tyler Gilbert, have a day. How much fun is that? Yu Darvish gets hurt. Who's your superhero? Fernando Tatis Jr. comes back. 2-homer day in his first game back. What a sicko. But man, the Snakes, Mad Bum, he outdoes Snell, southpaws in the second game. D-backs blew him out in the first. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Dalton Varsho, welcome to the show. How's your walk-off? I love that. And the Florida Fish sweep the Chicago Cubs, because both these teams kind of stink. But, hey, the Fish are at least fun and not dying. And that's the NL recap.
If the fish were dying, whole world.
Oh, my God.
How much would that affect the land world?
Ooh.
I think we need fish. I think fish are important to the ecosystem.
What if all the fish died? I'll find out.
Where'd all the good fishies go?
We'd have no sushi. That would suck.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
No
what would
fish
happen to
tacos.
the land?
The actual animals, like what? Birds. Some birds would die. Probably they eat fish. Whoever eats those birds.
Yeah, that's like a whole bad.
We get
Won't
rid
be
of your
good.
seagulls.
Even if like the plankton dies, that's
Dude,
bad.
does
You
the
gotta,
whole
like-
ocean die? Good news is the
Man,
fish
why you
didn't
gotta
die.
bring this up?
They swept. So all the fish are still alive.
According to marine biologists, just in general,
Yeah.
let's say around 90% of all marine species die. It could very well mean the end of life on Earth as we know it.
Yeah.
But what does "as we know it" mean? Like, would we still be alive?
Oh my god.
That's such an escape word.
Let's save that
as
for
we
hour
know it.
2.
Okay.
Let's save that for hour 2. Trev, your National League, walk off for the Phillies when you played in the NL. What jumped off the map to you, kiddo?
The Reds kind of hanging around still. What are we supposed to do with this team? What are we supposed to do with them? Where are they sitting right now in the wild card standing?
It's a tough conversation, man, because if we want the Reds, and I think we might talk some Dirty Birds in a little bit. Hello. If we want the NL wildcard conversation to get fun, the Padres have to fall off, and they're kind of still America's team, but Darvish gets hurt. Tatis is back, though. But, man, the biggest thing that jumped out to me in the NL standings, the San Diego Padres are 10 games back of first place. They're 6 behind the Dodgers. So it's like
Yeah, they never were in there.
they're just cooked. They're second wild card, or they let those NL Central teams sneak up on them, which they still have a ton of work to do. But that was the first thing, just standing-wise, that jumped out to me.
Yeah, and who's your guy if you're the Padres? You know you're going to be in a wild card game now. Who's your guy? Darvish is hurt right now, right?
We looked it up. Snell's been having a good month, and Joe Musgrove's been shoving it. That kind of becomes the conversation. But, I mean, as a road game, as a starter in the season they're having, that doesn't – it's not like, all right, let's get it and start a 5-gamer.
In L.A. or in San Fran?
Yeah.
Go Reds, go.
Oh, man.
That's what I say.
Cardinals 2
Yeah,
games back
I'm
of the
rooting for
Reds.
this. They're a fun team to root for.
They wear
so-
JOMBOY media hats in their post-game press conferences. I hope that
And
Winker feels
last
better
year-
and go Reds, go. Padres aren't wearing JOMBOY media hats in their post-game press conferences.
Oh, they can if we need them to.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe, but right now they're not.
Sure.
Uh,
And we gave so much energy last year, Jim, to rooting on the Reds, only for them to let us down. So I kind of
Winker's
would
the
like
man.
to get some reciprocation. Yeah.
Tucker Barnhart loves us and hasn't made an error in like 160 games or something.
Couldn't it if
crazy
he
like
wanted
that.
to.
That's insane.
An intercostal strain, Jake, is the little tendon between your ribs.
Yeah,
I've pulled it. It's not good.
I was going groin.
I had something happen to me in between my ribs when I was in college, so I thought it was that, but I texted my aunt who also had it, and it's not that. I had costochondritis, which
Dry skin.
no, it's similar, I guess, but the rib stuff sucks. I thought I was having a heart attack. I had to get ER'd out of my hospital. Costochondritis. If anyone else has had that, it sucks. Anyway, the Padres have to go to Colorado and play Colorado in Colorado.
They're good there, by the way.
And Colorado is one of the best home teams, right? Then the Padres have to play 3 against the Phillies. That's a team that's in a battle. Then they have to play 3 against the Dodgers, right? The Reds, they get 3 against the Cubs, who are handing out wins. And then they play 4 against the Marlins. And the fish aren't dead, but they're not alive either. They're just kind of floating, paralyzed. So go Reds, go. Let's pick up some games. After the next 7 games, let's have it be a tied wild card race.
Wow.
It's 2.5 out, so it's not like crazy.
No, they are. The Reds are somewhat. They're in the mix. They're in the mix.
They are in the mix. I don't want to talk. I want to talk. We're going to talk more about like the no-hitter. Obviously, that's going to come a little bit later in the show. Dodgers-Mets. It's a series that everyone was looking towards. If you're a Mets fan, you were either excited or scared to death. If you were scared to death, you were absolutely right to be scared to death. They get swept. The 2 extra inning games lead to the trouncing in Game 3. I turned on the game when it was already out of hand. Dodgers just can hit. And then they bring in Drury to pitch, and they rake him. I kind of mentioned this earlier on C-Rose IG. It's like it's the worst-case scenario for the Mets to start off this 13-game banger. The 2 tough losses, then the Sunday night game, national showcase to be embarrassed the way they were, then hop on a bird across the country, get in at 4 a.m., in San Fran. The best team in baseball resides in San Fran, and it's a tough place to play. Jim, I'm going to spin zone this one. I'm going to ask you what you think about it. Is this a rallying point for the Mets? Are they going to show some gumption? We all got in at 4. It all sucks, but we're in it together. Like, let's go to battle. Like, is that the mindset? Are we going to see the Mets come out and spank them tonight? Or are they just going to be sleepy and get trounced?
I don't know, man. I mean, it was Syndergaard who publicly complained, right? Which
chill out, dude. Everyone has to deal with this stuff. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
who's he complaining to?
The Yankees complained a year ago. I think I said the same thing. It's the Adrian Gonzalez effect when he was in the Padres and he got traded to the Red Sox, and he was like, "You guys play too many national games here." It's like, what? That's what happens when you're a good team in prime time. Like, Mets, you got flexed to the Sunday night game because people want to watch you because you're interesting and you're good. Don't go whining and complaining about it. I know the schedule sucks, but that's the product of being a good team. All the top seed teams have worse Sunday night, Monday turnarounds because they get flexed to Sunday night baseball. That is, a negative reward for being good. So it's always weird when players complain about that because, like, people have been doing it week in, week out.
That being said, it's as bad as it gets going East Coast, West Coast, overnight flight, Sunday night baseball. So I get why they're complaining, but like you're saying, Trev, you either galvanize and you say, well, screw it. Let's go mess up the Giants tonight, or you're down 4-0 after 2 and you're like, this could be a long one.
What do you say that if they were going to Arizona?
I still think
kind of flight
like,
cross country,
travel-wise, it still sucks.
It does suck, but like it's just because they're going to the Giants, they know they're going to get beat up on probably.
There you go.
I don't like the complaining about it. And guess what, man? I'm sure when I was a player, I freaking complained about it too. But it doesn't do any good. In my old years, my wise years, I'm here now. I'm basically Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
I've shed my gray cloak. I understand that it does absolutely nothing to tweet about it.
Dude. They go to San Francisco. They face Gossman, 2.29 ERA in the season. Webb, 2.96 ERA in the season. And Disco, 3.29 ERA in the season.
After facing Urias, Buehler, Scherzer.
Yep.
And
they got Rich Hill on the bump today.
Why did Dave Roberts? Why isn't he looking at Max Scherzer? Why wasn't there like a handshake or like a high five? What was that all about? I saw our good buddy Dallas Braden put something out.
I saw an article.
Didn't understand the context.
I saw Pitching Ninja said that Dave Roberts like slapped him on the butt after a good outing, and Scherzer just said like, "Don't fucking touch me," because he was in bulldog mode.
I think he's
that guy.
Yes,
so
I think it was his first start. Roberts gave him a slap on the bum, and I think Roberts was shocked because players don't talk to managers that way. But
wait, he said like, "Don't fucking touch me."
He said he like mumbled it under his breath. Yeah.
And I mean, when you put all the pieces together, it's not too shocking that Max Scherzer is dialed in. I mean, to go...
I didn't know he was like that.
Yeah, to go as far as no butt taps.
You can't talk to him?
Yeah, I think he's...
I mean, he's kind of
a lunatic.
insane. Yeah.
On the mound.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah. Tough drop for the Mets. Jolly Olive and Jerry Blevins are doing their Shea Station. They're recording. Should be coming out soon if you're a Mets fan. So if you need some sympathy or some, I don't know what their tone is. I'm interested to listen to it.
Survive.
That's a tough stretch.
Survive.
And you would have liked to win one at home because now you play the next couple on the road.
And, dude, I mean, they have the rally in the first game. Alonso's getting the crowd going. They all come around to score. It's like,
dude,
it was the Mets. It was you got to believe, and it's Alonso. And then to lose it in extras when the Dodgers, I think they were 1-11 in extra inning games or 1-12, and then they win 2 against you. That's such a dick punch.
Can I say something?
Always, man. That's the show.
Not only is making the playoffs in question,
sure,
but just having a good year. Like if they lose 2 out of 3, they're now below 500.
500.
Yeah, they're not having a winning season. They are third in their division, nowhere close to a wild card. And then they still have 7 more tough games ahead of them. Like, I don't know. I didn't realize. I never put it together. I never looked at their record. I just saw that they were in first. They lose first, but I didn't realize that if they lose tonight, they're a 500 team. They lose 2 of 3. It's crazy. They were very high.
We're a scheduled pod. They are clearly in. Like, these have been essentially the 2 best teams this year, and they're playing them for 13 straight days. So, I mean, that's as bad as it gets. And after this, they do get to clear out. I think they play the Nats and someone else. So, survive Mets. But you're right. I mean, they are on the ropes, taking punches. If they can survive, they've got a chance on the other side. But, man, oh, man. And, hey, we're also an injury pod. We gave them credit for battling through their injuries. No Lindor, no DeGrom. I mean, think about how big of a part DeGrom is on this team. So that also really hurts.
Their little downfall has coincided with the DeGrom thing.
Yeah.
As soon as he was out, that's a huge morale killer. And I will say this about morale. 13 games in a row against quality pitching.
God.
Like upper level pitching will absolutely ruin you as a hitter. Like you need to breathe. You need to be able to face some 4 or 5 starters that are just kind of like there, you know. You need to be able to like feel good about yourself, but that's not going to happen really with these games. Like you maybe will get a reliever who's okay and you get some meatballs, but Giants, Dodgers, pitching staffs, like they're just good. Like every single at bat for 13 straight days is going to be off someone that's legit. That's tough, man.
After that, they get 14 against Nats, Marlins.
There you go.
Need
So
it.
that's the
Need
5
it.
game set at Nats.
Survive.
Let's move on to the we'll do the Brewers quick before we get to the West Coast. But
we got a little bit we got to chew off. We haven't mentioned the Atlanta Braves yet, who they take care of their business. They're the first place Atlanta Braves.
First place, baby.
First place Atlanta Braves.
You know what coming back.
We know it's the Nats, and everyone's beating up on them right now, but they handled their business, and they're in first place. They got good juju. I hyping myself up on the infield, obviously, but Solaire's been hitting. There's a totally different energy around that team. And the other dark secret of every time you see a team on a winning streak, their pitching's doing it. Fried, Morton. Like,
yes.
The Braves obviously aren't back. There's no Acuna, there's no Ozuna, but if you start doing talent on paper again, if Fried and Morton can do what they do, they can go toe-to-toe with any NL East team.
I'm interested to see, I don't want to do it now, but which NL East team is best suited for a 5-game series? It's got to be Braves or Phillies. I think it's the Phillies.
Probably, I think it's the Braves. I think their pitching's a little bit deeper.
It's a fun conversation.
I saw a cool stat about the Braves. I'll throw it out there. Someone posed the question on Twitter: has there ever been an entire infield, first base, second base, shortstop, third base, to hit over 30 home runs in a season? And the answer is no. There's never been a team in Major League Baseball history to do that. Right now we're sitting Freeman at 25, Ozzie at 22, Dansby at 24, Austin Riley at 25. They might not get there, but they also might get there. And that's how you save a season. You have that kind of offensive production step up at the right time. So I think the Braves are in a good position. But Acuna, man, Acuna not being there it kind of makes me like, you can't really see them in the World Series, but teams get hot.
Teams get hot.
Teams get hot, and teams get hot.
Yeah.
Philly, what did Philly do?
Philly lost to the Reds, who were kind of rooting for the Reds. They had Wheeler, Moore, and Nola. So, I mean, that's two of their dudes. They actually won the Moore game. So,
yeah, he had a no-hitter. They took him out with 6 innings.
That's right.
6 innings, no hits.
That's right.
And Nola, I'm looking at the sheet right here, Jake. I don't know if you said this, but he's given up 4+ runs in 5 of his last 8 starts.
Not great.
Not the streak you want to have at this point, but I still obviously believe in him. He'll be fine.
I said this on Wake and Jake this morning. I mean, just being honest about baseball. Atlanta and Philly, the last 2 weeks are going to decide it. Like, they're going to be there. They're going to win enough games. The Mets, they are now the question mark. Can you survive this brutal stretch and then beat up on the bad teams that in the 2 weeks you'll still be there? I think they will, but right now they got the outside pole.
Who do you have on the Braves pitching? Who do you have as the top 3?
Morton,
Ion Anderson.
You like that better than Wheeler, Nola, Gibson?
I not those 3 in particular, but there's also Yanoa that comes into play, and I think the Braves have a better bullpen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I think it's close. I mean, I want to look at it more. Interesting.
When you look at ERA plus for the Braves and their pitchers, and I did this with the Giants too, and basically their whole team, ERA plus, OPS plus. The Braves don't put out a pitcher that has an ERA plus under 100.
That's cool.
Everyone's pretty good.
That's cool.
Trevi run differential, Braves plus 72. Philly and the Mets both negative, minus 18, minus 25.
Flawed stat, like Jolly Olive said on his Twitter. It is a flawed stat, but it usually ends up being right. So it's interesting.
There's correlation. There's correlation.
The Brewers take 2 out of 3 from Pittsburgh, and they did it without really throwing anyone. The pitchers they used were Anderson, Cousins, Topa, Sanchez. Jace Peterson got on the bump. Ashby started, Boxberger, then Williams and Strickland. Those are good guys in game 2. Then
Boxberger been good too.
Lauer, Suter. They don't use the top 3 pitchers.
The law firm.
I
think they're saving them for a semi-important St. Louis series when we get to St. Louis in a minute.
Yeah. Anything else in the NL? We good?
Snakes up, baby.
Good job, Dodgers.
We play for rings in the desert.
Good job, Giants. They just win. Okay. Trev, you got the AL?
Ooh.
I have the AL, James.
There
Crispy.
we go.
All right. We are going to start off in Iowa. What the heck? Yankees at White Sox. First game played at the Field of Dreams field, stadium, cornfield, whatever you want to say. It was an epic game ended by Tim Anderson saying, "It's over, baby. It's over. Go home." Yankees take 2 out of 3, though. They win the next 2 games. That first game was 9-8 White Sox, 7-5 Yankees in 10, then 5-3 Yankees in the rubber match. Pretty cool series. I know you guys are happy about it. The offenses were shining, baby, which means the starting pitching not so hot. Judge 5 hits with 2 homers. Gallo gets 2 homers, one off Hendricks that was a moonshot. And maybe one of my favorite hitters, Jose Abreu, man. When you watch him hit, it's awesome. He had 6 hits with 4 extra base hits, 2 homers. Eloy continues to rake since being back, 6 hits with a home run. I mentioned Anderson's walk-off home, which was awesome. So good series. And the Yankees, they're expected to get Cole back today, Montgomery on Tuesday, Sanchez could return on Tuesday. A lot of people coming back for the Yanks, so that's nice to hear. Rodon, speaking of the White Sox and injuries, his medical exam comes back clean. So it's just a little sore shoulder for Rodon. They need him. But great series. Yankees take 2 out of 3. Moving on, the Orioles, those birds, the orange ones, they went into Boston and they got swept. Go Red Sox. I'm happy they did this. 8-1, 16-2, 6-2. They absolutely raked, and by they, I mean the Red Sox. 19 extra base hits in the freaking series. Pivetta and Rodriguez, both with quality starts. And oh yeah, Chris Sale is freaking back. More about him later. I don't know. Good news for the Orioles. Mountcastle begins baseball activities.
Hey.
Go
Let's
Orioles. Go Birds. Red Sox sweep. Moving on, my Twinkies. Take 2 or 3 from the Rays. What is you doing, baby? Rays, what are you doing? 10-4, 12-0 the first 2 games. 10-4 Rays, then 12-0 Twins, then 5-4 Twins. I don't know what the Twins are playing for, but they're doing it. They hit the crap out of the ball. Brent Rooker, my guy, 6 hits with 3 extra base hits and 2 homers. He also had an unbelievable catch in left field. Garver, Donaldson, Sano all had 4 hits with an extra base hit apiece. Mike Zunino, that he just rakes all the time. 4 hits, 2 homers. Franco, Wander, the freaking Wander boy, 3 extra base hits with a home run. Cruz homers in his return to Minnesota because he loves freaking hitting there. That's why. Polanco with the walk-off sac fly in Game 3. Maeda shuts him out for 6 innings in Game 2. He's been pretty bad his last 2 starts, so that was nice to see. Rays, don't be losing to teams like the Twins. Twins take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. Moving on, the A's went into Texas, and they lost 2 out of 3. A's, what is you doing? 8-6 Rangers, 8-3 A's, 7-4 Rangers in the rubber match. What happened here? 5 Rangers record 4 hits with an extra base hits. That's Kiner Falefa, Lau, Culberson, Yohel Pozo, and Yanni Hernandez. Love those names. DJ Peters, 3 homers, including 2 in Game 3. My guy Mac Chapman starting to swing the bat a little bit. 6 hits with 3 homers. Also, maybe the play of the year on defense. You guys see that one? Pretty freaking sweet. In his debut, my guy Yohel Pozo hits a go-ahead 3-run Jimmy Jack in the 6th inning of Game 1. Love that. Rangers take 2 out of 3. Ace, let's go. Step it up. Moving on, Blue Jays at Mariners. Mariners take 2 out of 3. J.P. Crawford. 3-2 Mariners. 9-3 Mariners before the Blue Jays won Game 3, 8-3. Mariners did not hit particularly well, but they did hit the long ball. 5 homers, 10 extra base hits. France and Torrens with 4 hits apiece, 2 extra base hits, and a homer. Kelenic with the freaking walk-off. Kelenic with the walk-off walk in Game 1. Luis Torrens had the go-ahead 2-run homer in the 7th inning of Game 2. Logan Gilbert didn't look that good. I got a couple more to get through, so bear with me. Astros go into Anaheim. The Astros take 2 out of 3 because they're good, and the Angels just kind of aren't. Greinke goes 7 shutout innings. Astros not sure when Bregman will resume his rehab assignment. That's not good. Kyle Tucker not expected to return this week. Don't know why. Angels organization has not discussed shutting Trout down for the season, but maybe they should. And the last series, Indians at Tigers, battle for AL Central 2nd place. Indians take 2 out of 3 behind Mackenzie Tristan, that is, almost going perfect against them. Cool to see that. Jose Ramirez does his damn thing. 4 extra base hits and a home run. And that is what happened in the AL. A little longer today.
Yeah, only one IL series. Where do you want to start, Trev?
I think we got to talk about the Red Sox.
Yeah, they do.
Needing a sweep.
They do it.
Needing it.
They do what they have to do. And they don't even have to do that because it's hard to sweep. But the Orioles are a bad team that are kind of really floundering, I think. And the Red Sox needed wins. Not only do they get the wins, they get kind of big wins and easy wins. And that's what Baltimore does. I remember there was when the Yankees played Baltimore after the Marlins on Talkin' Yanks, or maybe here, Jake and I said, use Baltimore to get your bats hot, and it kind of worked. And they all got hits, so then you get hot. So hopefully this didn't work because Boston comes and plays the Yankees. But good job by them. And Sale coming back, I think they definitely got some wind in their sails now, like much needed, because they were kind of stranded in the middle of the ocean, windless ocean for a little bit.
Wind in their sail.
And there was an old man like, the wind will come, trust it. Like, I don't know about this.
I'm giving an award to Sale later, people, so just relax.
Stay tuned.
I know everyone's going to be asking,
holy shit, I did not even mean to do a Sale thing.
That was the whole thing we were talking about for a minute.
You did do that.
Yeah, this was a necessity. I always say I enjoy Monday as a day of the week because it's a necessity to like get back into things. They needed this Orioles series, and hey, how quickly does it turn, man? Now you have Chris Sale, Kyle Schwarber makes his Red Sox debut. So, you go from the floundering Red Sox, when will it end, to you just swept the O's, you have Sale back, you have Schwarber back, and now they're going to play 3 games in 2 days against the New York Yankees. Those are going to be fun ones to watch. Good for Boston, and they're 3 back at Tampa. So, that's a series in reach.
Yeah. And I guess Tampa will stay on the East. Tampa loses to the Twins. They get the "What Is You Doing, Baby" from Trev. Tampa's
Twins just hit.
Yeah, Tampa's also, they're getting a lot of people back soon because their pitching is just not good right now at all. They're getting Nick Anderson. I believe he made 2 appearances. He might be coming up soon, so he's going to be on his way back. Let's see. Archer's doing rehab assignments. Trev, you talked to him?
Boy.
He pitches tomorrow, and then Fairbanks also, he threw a bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's good for them. But, Ray's got to handle that series. I know sometimes it happens. The Twins, like I said, they can swing the bat a little bit.
They also just sent Ryan Thompson and JP Fireeisen on rehab start. So they're getting some. This is all bullpen. Their starters has been so bad. In the last 30 days, Rays starting pitchers have a 6 ERA. And a lot of innings, too. It's not just like opener 3 games. It's 136 innings.
They
27 games. So they're averaging, the starters are averaging 5 innings a game with a 6 ERA. Their starting pitcher's been brutal, but it doesn't matter. They just continue to win. So as soon as they get some the starting pitching will come around, and then they'll probably just still continue to win.
Well, and that's, we are a schedule pod, and they have 4 coming up against the Baltimore Orioles. So, we'll be sitting here in another 5 days saying, the Rays stretched out their lead. Another game and a half. They're 4.5 up. So Ray's going to Ray. Are the Twins, Trev, I know you're our Twins correspondent. Some of our new listeners might not know you worked there. I think they're playing a better brand of baseball lately, right? Like the couple Twins follows I have been in better spirits lately.
They're 10-10 in their last 20, 14 and 16 in the last 30.
If you tighten it up, it's actually better. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-4 in their last 12. That might be one of the best Twin streaks this year. So,
yeah, but people have checked out. Football's starting now. Minnesotans have moved on to the Vikings. They'll get their soul crushed by the Vikings now.
It's fun though.
And then they have A-Rod with the Timberwolves. I'm Minnesota.
Ooh.
It's been a tough run for you this year. I want to go back to the Orioles.
Please.
You're making fun of the Orioles, saying Rays are going to go in there and they're going to get their shit done, whatever. It brings me back to the day we went to Sarasota and saw them blasting crowd noise and dropping pop flies in the infield.
They were catching them.
No, they dropped a bunch, and Hyde was yelling at everybody, and it looked like a shit show, and it's been a shit show. And is there like a timetable? Are we looking like good? Like Britt Giraldi put out, there's no end in sight on her Twitter. Yeah. A couple people clapped back at her and said, our farm system's this, our farm system's that. And she's like, no, there's no end in sight. Like, the next 3 years are going to be miserable. And Baltimore fans don't deserve that, because I always I'll back Baltimore fans. They show up, and they're fun to play in front of. So I'm sorry, Baltimore.
Man,
This is a bad brand of baseball.
I mean, Mullins is still hitting like crazy. Mountcastle, he's coming back, you said, because he was on a heater.
Adley Rushman should be up next year. No, it's tough. And, man, does that Buster Only tweet, like, that's like living in my soul. Like, they will be the example of why they need better competitive balance in baseball. And when Buster tweets that, it means something.
Owie.
Means something. A lot of Orioles talk. Awesome.
How about Mariners?
Good for the Mariners.
Mariners. Make us talk about you.
Jake said the Mariners were the sword fight where they're like up against the cliff just swinging. And he's like, if they could take 2 steps forward, that would be amazing for momentum. And they kind of did. They get the walk-off. They jump Ryu in the first inning. Is that what they did? Is Ryu really struggling?
I think he might be having a tough stretch right now.
So good for the Mariners. Not great for the Blue Jays, who are kind of in the same situation where they just need to get some wins. How are those guys doing? Seattle is 5.5 back. Toronto is 4.5.
They got a lot of work to do.
Couple good teams between them.
Yeah, but good for them.
Stay alive. Stay alive as long as you can, fellas.
You know what's good, though, is also if you're in Seattle and you're a Mariners fan, you probably know that this isn't your year. And we've talked about that constantly on our show. Like they're a year or two early probably. But these guys are getting a bunch of like meaningful baseball experience, and you can't replicate that in any sort of practice. So the fact that they're getting this a year early is just going to set them up for when they're ready to go and they have like their guys and maybe they make some offseason acquisitions. They're going to be ready to play this type of baseball because it is different. And they're young.
And Jimmy's referenced it. The wild card numbers, the games back feel almost double or multiplied by 1.5 because you're in division. You can control that a little more. Well, Oakland is a team in their division. And by the way, schedule pod, Oakland Athletics, be careful. White Sox, Giants, Mariners, Yankees. So Oakland is running into a little bit. And, hey, the Mariners might be able to control a couple of those games. Stay alive. Keep swinging the sword, Seattle.
Do it.
I wish wars were still fought by swords.
Do you?
It's so awesome. I mean, I wouldn't want to be part of it, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody, but also maybe I don't want that to happen. Never mind.
Okay.
Really like J.P. Crawford. It's short for them. What else do we got? Astros, Angels. Angels lose the series because they play a better team. I think that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Angels are 30-48 against teams that are over 500, and 29-12 against teams that are under 500.
Hello.
And they are a game under 500. The Angels will finish the season at 500.
Jom.com.
Speaking of shitty travel, the Angels just played Houston. And then their next series, they're supposed to have an off day as they go up to Detroit, which isn't that bad of travel. Middle of the country, just kind of going up. They have to fly to New York for one game against the Yankees, then go to Detroit. So that's shitty travel. Rain out game.
That's not too bad. Not too bad.
It's shitty travel. Well, it's nice because they got the good New York Yankees.
Man, it would suck if they didn't take the game serious tonight against the Yanks.
Yeah, throw a crappy lineup
Hey,
out.
I will say this.
Say it.
You keep referencing this, and I know it does get said, so you're not wrong, Jim. But to say that the Yankees visiting clubhouse is the best restaurant in New York, I mean, it's not true, but
Well, I don't think anyone
good.
thinks it's a real thing. It's a saying, Trev. I didn't start it.
it's really good.
I didn't.
The best
Trev,
food in
I
the
think
big leagues,
everyone
for
knows
sure.
it's a little facetious.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a joke, but I didn't start saying that. That was.
I know you
I thought
didn't.
you said that.
Saying it.
Yes.
I never.
Someone
said
said the line. It's the best five-star restaurant.
People say that. I've heard it
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
I hate when you two fight. Trev, we let out a lot of our Yankee thoughts on a podcast show we host called Talkin Yanks. Yanks-White Sox, some wild baseball this weekend, Big Daddy.
You can talk about it from the White Sox perspective too, if you want. I mean, they are now 16-21 against teams over 500. That's a little curse of the AL Central for a while. It used to be the Twins' bugaboo. Now it seems like it's the White Sox bugaboo. La Russa just doesn't challenge plays. And not La Russa, their replay department. I don't know who does or doesn't, but they have the second least amount of plays challenged. And the White Sox had 2 calls that very quickly they could have challenged and it would have been reversed in their favor, and they didn't, so you got to be there, struggling there. And then Kimbrel and Hendricks both get beat up. So that's, from the White Sox point of view, that's probably a little disappointing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my point of view because that's how I don't know how to give the White Sox.
Give BBD's point of view.
With you. Oh, stop! I'm gonna say bad things. Okay. Yeah, as far as La Russa and the challenges, that is his decision. I mean, he gets the call, and they're saying like, "This is what's happening." Like, usually, what the replay guy will say is like, 50-50, or I think we should challenge, up to you. Or if there's a definitive one, he'll just say, challenge that fucking play. But the manager has the end say in it. So I remember one play specifically, Jim. It was they called him out at first base and he was safe, or the other way around, right?
Yeah. That was the one that like in the first or second inning. And you were like,
I don't
maybe
honestly,
they don't care because they don't want to get it wrong and lose their challenge for the end of the game. But then one happens in the 7th inning, and they don't throw it there either.
You should just go.
And in the 8th and the 9th inning, I think it gets auto reviewed, right? If you just ask.
Yeah, man. The umpires can.
So in the 7th inning, any close play, why don't?
Yes.
Someone on Twitter was saying like, well, the White Sox have challenged half as much as the Rays, but they have the same amount of overturns. So I'm like, well, who cares? You don't get harmed by being wrong.
It would be cool if you had 3 more.
Harmed.
It's almost like throw a challenge every game, because the way that the umpires do it, who knows?
Yeah.
If it's a 7th inning and a close game and there's a close play, let's take a look at that. Who cares?
I mean, yeah, it was a hell of a series to watch. That was fun. 2 good baseball teams going at it. Obviously, the Field of Dreams game, you guys, I'm sure, talked about that at length. Incredible. We talked about it on Friday, didn't we?
Well, we talked about that game as a whole.
Then the Yankees come back and do the damn thing, man. They needed that. Gallo with the moonshot against Hendricks was really cool. I get all the Judge highlights from my friend Dan Allen Work, so I know that he's been banging lately.
He's been putting on the team on the back a little bit.
Judgy had a really big series. Brett Gardner's been playing good baseball. He deserves a shout out.
Tyler Wade and
Nestor Cortez Jr. Man, that guy was the gag gift of Yankees Twitter, and he has put together a great season. That dude deserves some love. And yeah, Trev, your guy Jose Abreu, he was dialed that whole series.
So good.
TA7 with the walk-off on the national stage. The most watched baseball game in 16 years. Let's go baseball.
That's pretty awesome, dude. They did it. But I also think it was a byproduct of the game. But maybe not. Viewers showed up without even knowing how the game was going to turn out, right? So
if I could take one person's American accent, I think it would be Tim Anderson.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't understand what that means.
Like, if you open it up international, I'm probably going to take like Italian or French or Spanish or something like that. But if I'm keeping it in the States, Tim Anderson, I could listen to that dude read a phone book. Awesome.
Okay.
He doesn't like baseball.
His celebration. What was who did that first? Who did the "It's over"? Is that Iverson thing?
Vince Carter, I think. Dunk contest.
Vince Carter. Yeah, Vince Carter. And then he did it. And then there was a football player, I think on the Bengals, that was like, I'm on my TA7. He was doing this. So he's kind of like doing this whole movement, which is basically the story of Tim Anderson's career.
Swag.
I mean, he's been at the forefront of a lot of these things, man, these celebrations, and he just continues to freaking.
What time did that?
I'll be honest. Playing against him first year, I think he hit really well, but he had this crazy high BABIP and just didn't seem like it was sustainable. Then every freaking year, man, just goes out there and rakes. So got to give credit to him. There's one play that he made on me. I think we've discussed this before. I was gimped. I couldn't even run, but he made this incredible play on me in a ball in the hole where it makes me look so bad.
Oh, it's part of like a highlight montage we've seen.
Yeah, you guys would have beat it out. Like anybody that could actually run and wasn't like hindered by some sort of injury would have beat it out, but I wasn't.
Trev, you are right that the viewership numbers were boosted because of the closeness of the game, because they broke their peak numbers at the 3-hour mark. It was a 3-hour, 29-minute game.
Flip over, man.
And at the 3-hour mark, it was a close game, but turn it on. And that's when they got 6 million viewers.
Okay.
Breast exams, Channel 9.
Oh, they got 6 million spike right there?
Yeah, most watched regular season baseball game in 16 years.
It struck a chord, obviously, with people throughout the country.
Dude, I don't even think that it has anything to do with the movie, because anyone my age or younger doesn't really have a nostalgia bone for that movie, I don't think. But I do think it strikes a chord with the inferred, or kind of like how Sandlot strikes a chord and people like hits a nostalgia chord with people, even though no one that watch it actually grew up like that, but they're like are like long for a time. Baseball started as you just paid pickup games, and that's why it was called the America's Game, because there was no formalness. You just played. Let's play. And I think it struck a chord with that vibe of like human, like, wow, this is cool. They're just playing in a cornfield. I do think that they can do it other places. I like it.
Like it.
Any other teams we can talk about? Tigers and Indians battle. Indians took 2 out of 3.
More on McKenzie later.
Astros, Blue Jays, Mariners we talked about. The Rangers take 2 out of 3 from the A's. You got anything on the A's, Jake?
A's got a tough schedule coming up. We might be talking in a week about how it would have been really nice for them to win that series. I hate the Texas Rangers for how they treated my friend. So,
yeah, thank you very much. Did you guys see Chappie's play though?
I have not seen.
Nice, Willie Mays catch.
Yeah, pop fly, short left field. Looks like he has absolutely zero chance, and he just goes and gets it. Even he said, he's like, I thought I had no chance.
But he still tried, and that's a lesson.
That's what it is,
to everyone
kids.
out there. You know?
Yeah, he's a freak.
Come on, kids.
And he hit a little bit.
Try
if he
your
could get his
hardest.
stick going. Woo.
I'll say it again. I'm on record. Matt Chapman's best offensive year, he's going to win the MVP.
Huge.
Okay.
And well, actually, never mind, because Shohei's here. So Shohei's going to win the MVP for the next 7 years straight. So
shout out Yohel Pozo in none of our books. Hit a go-ahead 3-run homer in his MLB debut.
How do you spell his first name?
Yohel.
Yohel Pozo. He's from Venezuela. Yopo. I mean, does he get called Yopo? Seems like he should get called
so.
Yopo.
Or just Pozo. I mean, that rolls off the tongue.
Yohel Pozo. Went 2 for 4 in his first 2 big league games. Yo-ho!
Yeah, that's a great name.
It is a good name.
Jim, I need the interleague.
Dude, you guys...
A fish needs water.
Well, and we all need
Fish
fishes
pod.
need water. And we found that out. In the interleague, there was one series, the Cardinals and the Royals. A neighborhood game between two teams. Jay Flair dominates, beats Mike Minor game 1. Cardinals win 6-0. Flaherty goes 6 shutout innings in his return. Hell yeah, he's good. In game 2, Lester versus Keller. Keller's defense abandons him, abuses him, and makes him sad. Lester pitches good, and the Cardinals win 9-4. In game 3, Happ goes 5.2 shutout innings for the win. How about that? A 1.62 ERA through 3 starts with the Cardinals. Good job, J. Happ. Bubik gets the loss. Arenado had 5 hits and 3 home runs. O'Neill had 2 home runs. Perez had 4 hits and a homer. Perez hits his 30th home run of the season, giving him the first 30 home run season of his career.
Let's go, Salvi.
And that's your update. Good job by the Cardinals.
Nice job, Jim.
Against ex-coach Matheny.
What are we doing with the Cardinals here?
I'm drinking a little Kool-Aid.
Just because Jay Flair's
4.5
back?
back.
They're 4.5 back of the wild card, the same distance as the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League. They are 2 games back of the Cincinnati Reds.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, schedule pod, circle it this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they are getting the Brewers full punch. Brewers with an off day, and they are giving Burns, Peralta, and Woodruff hold on to your dicks. And guess what? If they do hold on to their dicks, I'm asking for one if I'm a Birds fan. Because you go Pirates, Tigers, Pirates. You stay hot through that, then you play the Cincinnati Reds. Let's go Birds.
Hold on to your sexual reproductive organ, whatever you
got.
have.
Take care of it. Keep it clean.
Manscaped.
I'm not buying it.
I'm drinking it a little
Just a
bit.
little
I'm drinking
Kool-Aid.
it a little
I'm
bit.
not.
Jay Flair poured you a little shot of Kool-Aid, Jim. You better be drinking it.
Just a little Kool-Aid.
I like
Just a
Jay
little
Flair,
shot.
and I like Wayno. I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm
No.
a huge Reds guy. Didn't you hear at the top of the show?
That's fine.
Go Reds, go.
I love Jack Flaherty. I think he's
Mm.
I think he's my favorite player in the big leagues. But don't tell other people that.
And the other reason I'm drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid,
It's because you like Kool-Aid?
Nolan Arenado. He's getting going. 3 straight games with a home run. In his last 11, he's 1.1 in. Man, Jack Flaherty's back. Nolan's rolling. By the way, I think Fuzzy just
Jay has
Fuzzy just tweeted it out. Nolan Arenado, same WRC plus as his past 5 years in Colorado. So hopefully, if you're still a Rockies hater or doesn't understand it, these guys are good, it turns out. Playing baseball a mile high is tough. Go check out Back Alley at Bats.
The fuzzy tweet is 2015 to 2019, Arenado, 129 OPS plus, 2021, 129 OPS plus.
Wow. All right, there's your team updates. Let's kick it to the second half of the show where we highlight some of the individual performances. Because there's some teams we don't care about, but we still care about at this point in the season, but we still care about the individuals on the team. Come on, they're people too. It's brought to you by DraftKings. All right? They have a new deal. What is this? How do you say the boxer's name at the second one?
Ugas?
Ugas?
Well, the other one's Pacquiao.
Pacquiao
Yeah, no
versus
Pacquiao,
Ugas?
but Ugas?
Whoever
gas.
Pacquiao's playing.
Pacquiao versus Ugas this weekend.
Jordanis Ugas?
Ugas.
Ugas, make.
Yeah, I like
DraftKings is offering 100 to 1 odds on a punch being landed at any point in the fight.
I could see that.
Something would be up if there wasn't a punch landed. Just pick the fighter you think will win, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100 to 1 odds on a punch landing during the event. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 in free credits when you bet on a fighter to win a punches landed during the fight. Play sure bet. Watch the fists fly this weekend. That's code JOMBOY to turn $1 into $100 in free credits. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or PA. Only new customers. Only restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in Indiana. 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Let's go to Standout Performances.
Standout performance. Trev, you're raising your hand, and I had a quick question. Have you ever been to a big fight? Because I always hear those are awesome, but I've never been.
I don't know about a big fight. I've been to a few UFC matches.
so no.
It's a lot of fun.
What's your question?
Yeah. I have a dream.
Oh, boy.
And this is no offense to, or this isn't coming at DraftKings Sportsbook because they're a wonderful sponsor of ours. I enjoy them. But, they offer these things. Bet $1, get 200 in free credits, 100 this week in free credits. My dream is that one of our listeners does it, gets the 100 in free credits, hits a parlay, turns it into 1,000. Hits another parlay, turns into 10,000, and then before we know it, they got 50 grand riding on the Seahawks to win the freaking Super Bowl.
I'll give my
dream.
standout performers, and BBD just cut that out. My standout performance, you boys know, I wear one name on the front of the jersey, and it's Serpientes. Oh, my guy. Tyler Gilbert, you already, if you're listening to this podcast, you already heard, but I got to give my dude some love. His first MLB start, fourth MLB game, he throws a 9 innings pitch, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks, no hits, 3 walks. Tommy Pham, you bug eater. I think JOMBOY maybe even working on a shakedown right now. It might not be the prettiest no all time, but it's in the books. And guess what? We were a no-hitter shaming pod for how many there were early this year. We stopped giving love. We're almost mad at you if you threw a no. This is the first no-hitter since the ban of the sticky stuff. And my guy, Trev, I think you know him. I think you might have even played in the bushes with this dude. For me, he's something I circle. Missing last year with no MLB, with the shortened MLB season and no minor leagues hurts him because his minor league stats are kind of nice. 2019 with the Phillies, he had a 2.83 ERA. And he was 25 years old. So last year would have been his age 26 season. That's when you get a chance if you're doing enough in the minors. He didn't get that. He gets the chance this year with Jake Snakes. His dad's in the crowd. That stuff is always incredible. I think he was doing some electrical work with his pops last year during the clamdemic. So shout out to my guy, Tyler Gilbert. What a moment.
What a moment. Fight on. USC guy, too, so a lot of similarities here. I did play with him in 2018, the Iron Pigs. We kind of had a squad there. This is a culmination of, decades of hard work. You finally get a shot to start a game, and he hasn't really, I don't think he's he was starting this year in the minor leagues, but before that, kind of out of the pen, mostly the last couple of years. Great guy, great personality, has just grinded his way. He's done the Dominican Winter League. He's done everything he can, all the stops in the minor leagues, gets his opportunity and just shoves. And against a good team, too. I'm talking about the freaking Padres. In front of all your family. The dad thing was cool. I always love the family reactions. But Ty, I DM'd him on IG. I actually DM'd him before he even started. I said, dude, this is awesome. Congrats on getting your first start. That was the perfect. Then I said something like, you're a literal legend. Wow. His name, it's true. His name is with 4 guys like Bumpus, Theodore, and some other weird name. This hasn't happened since early 1900s. So shout out Ty. Everyone that's ever played with Tyler knows. You root for him regardless of what happens. And then now something like this comes along and you're just genuinely excited for him.
Yeah, it's awesome. Dad stuff's cool. I've been watching all the footage of it all day because I'm trying to make the no-hitter ones are. I stopped making no-hitter breakdowns because they take forever. But this is the first ever start, so it's pretty cool. Shout out to the defensive position coach. Padre.
Did he have a lot of good ones?
Yes.
Tyler knew where his guys were.
Yeah.
For sure.
Padres hit a.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to discredit him, but, his defense made a lot of plays. He said the same thing. He was when they asked him, he's like, well, every time they hit a ball, it was just right at a guy. So I kind of was like, this is a weird game. And then he said, then when Hosmer in the 5th inning hit the comebacker right to me and I caught it, was when he said he started to realize something's up. This is weird.
Yeah, and what's he making in the minor leagues? 60, 70 grand probably. And that's probably not even that. That's kind of a lot to make in the minor leagues.
Dude, it's such bullshit that they take his glove, they take the ball, they took his cleats, they took all this stuff from him to go sell it or auction it or put it in the Hall of Fame. It's pay him.
They did?
He said they took all his stuff, yeah.
It's definitely going in the Hall of Fame. But my point I was trying to make was like this guy could spend. He's obviously got himself more starts in the big leagues now. If you throw a no hitter, you're probably going to get a little leash here, 2-3 more starts. Within those 2 weeks, he's going to make more money than he would in the minor leagues. For a guy that's grinded, like that means something, man. I know we're not like love to talk about money a lot here, but like when you put that much fucking work into something, now he gets a chance to like, hey, let's go earn some dough, man. Like stay there the rest of this year, get a chance next year to Ty. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, it's awesome. He also said something that like a reporter was like, so what happens now? You're going to go buy beers for everyone? And he was like, my dad's probably picking up the tab.
Got to save that money, man.
Save that money.
Trev,
who's your standout?
Well, I'm going to another pitcher who had another spectacular game. Our guy Tristan McKenzie sticks, number 24 on the Cleveland Ball Club, the Guardians, if you will. 8 innings pitched. He had the perfect freaking game going. I think he gave it up with 2 outs in the 8th. Little base hit. Gets through the inning, 11 Ks. And there hasn't been a perfect game since Felix Hernandez in 2012, which I did not know. Like, let's step it up, pitchers. Like, figure it out. But it was just fun to see him out there. You could tell when a guy is really feeling himself and is very confident in his pitches. And as I tuned in, I think I tuned in like the 6th inning to watch it. You could just tell that was the case. And yes, I've had him on sequence ad. And the one of the at-bats we did, it was Miguel Cabrera. He struck out Miguel Cabrera in his debut, and he was like so stoked on that because I believe he grew up in Florida or whatever. Like he grew up watching Miggy and then gets to face him, K's him in his debut. And then now, a year later, he's got a freaking perfect game going. I think he faced Miggy last in the 7th inning and just K'd him. Just blew a fastball right by him, toying with him, if you will. And you just saw that confidence. And Tristan hasn't had a great year up until this point, really. So, this is one of those things, man. You get this start, turn that into a little bit of confidence, and you start rolling. Because he's got the stuff. He showed it last year. Really good numbers last year. And, yeah, man. Near perfect game. 8 innings pitched, 11 Ks, no walks, which obviously we love, and just the 1 hit. So, Tristan McKenzie, 2-4, snaps.
I'm going Tatis with my standout. Comes back from the IL. His team gets no hit the game before. He says, don't worry about you. Leads off the game with a double down the line. 0-2, fastball, hits the double. Then he gets a home run, another home run. We talked about the MVP race in the NL. And, well, if Tatis comes back and looks like Tatis, he should have it locked up. Well, 1 game in, looks like he should have it locked up. So he leads the NL in stolen bases and home runs, and he's missed 30 games. To come back and go 4 for 5 with 2 homers and just say yeah, I'm fine. Plays right field, no problems. Got 3 fly balls, all easy ones, no hard plays, but looked fine. So, gotta stop being surprised by Tatis, I guess.
That's if they end up in a 1-game playoff, there's few position players that you're like, oh, that guy could win the damn game for you. So we'll see if they end up there. And Trev on Tristan McKenzie, we saw him earlier this year in his Yankees start, and he looked kind of lost. He was wild. His stuff wasn't there. I'd really love to know if there was an adjustment because it looks like he's been having some serious control problems this year. He's been walking a lot of guys, and he clearly didn't have that in the start the other day. So I wonder if there was an adjustment or whatever. But good for sticks and good for meaty sticks, Tatis.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of skinny too.
He got a little meat. Well, I mean, compared to Tristan.
Sticks.
All right. See you, Trev.
Nice to meet you, Trev.
It was nice knowing you. Let's see if we got anyone hot. We put 5 guys on Slump Watch last week. There are 5 potential new guys replacing them, but guys on it got to get off. Who are the additional maybe replacements?
We got a good set of names as suggestions this week. Braves, they're back in first, and Jorge Soler didn't really help them this week. Go for 13, a walk, and 3 Ks. Manny Machado goes 1 for 14 with 2 walks. Jose Altuve 1 for 13. The one was a double. a walk and 4 Ks. Bo Bichette 1 for 13. One was a double. A walk and 5 Ks. And Gene Segura was on the fringes of the batting title. Still is. But he was 1 for 12 on the weekend with a walk.
Okay, interesting. So those guys are potential ads.
Let's clear out the obvious. I think we got 2 claps, not the
Okay.
2 clappers. We got 2 clap. Eric Haas going for the Rookie of the Year. 3 for 8, homer, 3 ribeyes. You done. And then J-Ram, Jose Ramirez, we knew he'd get off. 5 for 13, homer, triple, 2 doubles, 4 RBI, 2 walks. Yeah, when he does that, you remember that he's incredible. So those are the clear. They're gone. Jim, couple big boys. Carlos Santana, Franmil, and Josh Bell. What are you doing with these dudes?
Well, Franmil's definitely still on. He went 1 for 11 with an RBI and 6 Ks.
Damn.
It's more about how they stack up against the new guys.
Yeah, let's put Soler on there for 1 week. He's having an awful season.
You get your trial.
Soler had a good 4 days, I believe, for the Braves. But if he has another bad series, then we're right back to
Bad year.
So I'd like to spark him for the Braves. So
Right.
I will put him on Slump Watch to spark Soler. And then you have Bo Bichette. He had 5 Ks in 1 game. Is he coming back from something, or am I thinking of someone else?
I think they've had Biggio out.
Biggio's been out. All these bees get mad.
BI infielders. Sons of Pete.
Yeah, dude, Bichette we should put on there.
Okay.
He's struggling this month.
Was an all-star.
And he was an all-star. Yeah, I think Bichette should be on there.
Okay. I like that.
Now, BBD, Gene Segura, you're our resident Phillies infield
Having
fan.
a great year.
It's having a great year.
And they're in a race.
Yeah, I'm more interested than him than Santana.
I'm not. Yeah, let's take Santana off. Sorry,
Okay.
dude, you had a
Yeah.
chance.
He doubled. So
I'm not worried about Altuve at all. And if one of the Astros is going to slump for a little bit, so be it. They're so good anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, I might go Machado over Josh Bell because that could matter.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
All right.
Sorry, JB. We put you on there. You went 2 for 10, couple walks, so not an awful series.
one of the
but
2 was a double.
Yeah.
So there you go. Franmil,
Okay.
Manny, Soler, Bichette, Segura.
Like
Those
that.
Got guys in races.
Like that.
guys in races.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Can you drop the passing button?
Assin.
We have a huge announcement that just got put through in the chat, and it will get verified as I read this. And Trevor, welcome back if you come back. This breaking news and also in Fuego is brought to you by the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Soon you'll be able to go find Gilbert's glove from his first career start no-hitter, and maybe they do a YouTube video about how that connects with Bobo Huggerts, whatever his name was, who also threw a no-hitter in his first game. And you can find a lot of stories like that right now at Hall of Fame Connections. It's a 13-episode YouTube series with new episodes dropping every Wednesday. It looks at Hall of Fame collections from a new and exciting angle, with each episode telling a different story of how 2 seemingly unrelated artifacts in the museum's vast collection connect to each other. Support for the series was provided by a Market New York grant through I Love New York, New York State's Division of Tourism, as a part of Regional Economic Development Council initiative. And to stay up to date with the new release of each episode of Hall of Fame Connections, follow the Baseball Hall of Fame social media channels at Baseball Hall on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
The breaking news is confirmed.
David Robertson to the Rays. I was just saying they need pitching help. They add another.
He major league deal will get to go to AAA to get into routine from Mark Talkin, who covers the team. So, yeah, I mean that Rays find a way to twist the knife sometimes. That'll
like
be a
David
tough.
Robertson.
That'll be
I
a
like
tough
him.
one. Tough one for Yankee fans to see.
I like
Great
D-Rob a
Cavs.
lot.
Great body.
Yeah, he does have a good body.
Great body.
He was there in Philly when we went down to spring training, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Saw what I needed.
High Sox for hope.
Arrieta to the Padres.
Yeah.
You hit him up? Are you a hit him up basis with him?
I can.
Okay.
I haven't in a while though, to be honest with you. But another just absolute pro down there. They got a lot of money there. If anything, the Padres got some show dinners going on.
Nice road dinners in San Diego.
Jesus, I might just sign up to see if I can get a piece of that.
See if they're in LA. Hit them up.
Golly, Arrieta's. People will say things about Arrieta. I loved him so.
D-Rob, I want to. Would have been cool if the Yankees got him, but they don't seem to like him. It's really weird. When he was a free agent, they didn't offer him anything.
That at the Phillies. Come on, Girardi. That's why we have you.
Yeah, it's true. Fucking Rays. I mean, if they're all going to give you something, if you're D-Rob, probably choose the Rays. If you're
Hey, when he was on, like when he was good, he was fucking,
Nasty.
he was like nearly unhittable.
One of my favorite curveballs. It's not like a loopy Zito or like a crazy sharp curveball. But
shape.
it just like when he was throwing it, it was just like it looked like a video game curveball to me, like how the video game would make like.
It's pretty sharp. It's pretty sharp.
It is pretty sharp, yeah.
Trev, how do you think you did against him?
Oh,
Not good.
boy.
Oh, very bad.
Yeah, 0 for
Like, I
9,
think he
7 Ks.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, like what he would do is he'd throw that fucking ball. Excuse my language, but can be fired up. Like, he would throw that ball at the bottom of the zone that looks like it's gonna hit the dirt, and then it just stays and hits the bottom of the zone, and then so you have to tell yourself, like, to swing at that, and then he throws you a curveball that starts middle of the plate and then ends up in the dirt, and you're screwed. It's like it's a tough at bat, dude.
Mike Harkey, the Yankees bullpen coach, he was on R2C2 and they asked him something about, forget the question, but it led to him saying that D-Rob just knows nothing about pitching. And he said it in a loving way. He's like, that's why he works. He never throws the pitch he's supposed to throw. He's like, he just like sequencing and like, you know,
Just kind of
like
does what he wants.
reading swings or building up an at bat of like going fastball then off the curveball type stuff. He was like he just goes with whatever he feels in the moment for no reason at all.
They work off each other. He only throws 2 pitches, right? Fastball,
Yeah,
curveball.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, that's funny though.
nasty.
Last time he faced him, hard grounder to third.
Hell
Oh
yeah,
my
Trev.
God.
The other ball in play is labeled weak grounder to short.
Okay.
He was a tough face.
When was that last time I faced him? I would need to.
It was that City Field series, Rays Yankees, 2017.
Oh, Todd fielded the ball at third.
Think so.
Nice. Josh Rojas went 10 for 15 with a homer. He had a triple and 2 doubles, or had a triple and 3 doubles. Good for him. Dansby Swanson 7 for 14 with 4 homers. Jose Abreu 6 for 10, and 5 of those hits were in one game, or 4 of them were in one game. Right? Didn't he go 4 for 5 or 5 for 6? Or
He had a
something?
couple big days.
Yeah. Teoscar Hernandez 7 for 12 with 2 homers and 2 doubles. Bobby Dahlback. Hit him, Jake.
Bobby Dahlback.
5 for 12 with 3 homers. Nolan Arenado, 5 for 12 with 3 homers as well. Also 2 doubles, 9 RBIs. Brent Rooker, 6 for 9, 2 bombs. Frank Schwindel, never heard of you. Who's Frank Schwindel?
Schwindmaster.
No idea. Well, he goes 5 for 13 with 2 homers, so good job. Ozzie Albies, 5 for 13 with 2
bro,
homers.
obviously.
Frank
Cubbies.
Schwindel.
Yeah, he's from Livingston, New Jersey. Everybody knows that.
Go off, Frank. Go off, Frank. St. John's kid. All right.
Robbie Chirinos, 6 for 8 with a homer and 3 doubles.
Interesting about Frank Schwindel is if I go on his baseball reference page and I look at his picture, I'm like, this guy's like a little kind of skinny, dorkish kind of guy. And then you look, 6'1", 220. Break you in half, Jake.
He wouldn't have to because we'd be friends. That's how I fight. With friendship.
Okay.
Good for you, Frank Schwindel. My guy, Josh Rojas. Go check out the numbers. He's having a really nice year. Good for him.
Dude, Frank Schwindel, since being traded to the Cubs and just becoming a starter. He's in 14 games has 370 batting average with a 408 on base percentage.
That's the
Makes sense. Maybe a lot of the Cubs that are hanging around are like, man, like I don't care. And he's like, well, I got something to prove. So good job by Frank Schwindel.
Man.
Whether it's Tyler Gilbert, Josh Rojas, Brent Rooker, Frank Schwindel, bad teams can lead to opportunity.
It's Frank J. Schwindel.
Go get that bag, baby.
That's me.
Trevor Plouffe.
Actually, I'm doing, before we go on to awards, I'm doing a sequence on a defensive play I was a part of. And I was watching the video, and Olivia was there. I was grabbing it inside, and she goes, oh, look at that. Oh, that was 2012. She's like, what do you think would have happened if you didn't, like, have that good, like, homer 2 weeks? I'm like, well, honestly, I don't know. Could have just been, like, gone. We would have been, you know. Tell you what, you wouldn't be rubbing elbows with Matt Stafford, Olivia.
Yeah.
All right.
Knocking boots with Matt Stafford.
Frank Schwindel's Wikipedia picture is pretty good.
Wikipedia picture. I look
Yeah,
at his baseball reference when he's kind of got the ears going.
No,
He's
check
sexual.
out
He's
the
a sexual
Wikipedia
creature.
picture. Yeah.
I can say stuff about ears, people, because I grew up with big ears.
Wow.
It's
I
like
have
Jimmy
tiny-
when you talk about speech impediment.
I have tiny little elf ears.
Tiny wiener.
Excuse me?
Now I'm gonna go on Schwindel's.
Wikipedia, Frank
Page.
Schwindel, Wikipedia, yeah. Awards. She's got a new baby, so congrats on the baby, Frank.
Oh, nice pick.
Yeah.
Frank.
Two double thumbs
A
up.
happy
Double
pick.
thumbs.
Jake, who's your first award?
My first and only award for this episode. I will be giving out the Love the One You're With award. I'll keep it pretty tidy. A fire song. Love the One You're With.
Never heard of it.
Isley Brothers. Go check them out. I'm going to Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray. The AL Cy Young race is a pretty tight knot group of guys at this point. It's Lance Lynn with his teammate Rodon kind of hanging around, and Garrett Cole with still some big numbers on the year, and it's probably going to wind down that way. There is a fourth place in Vegas, and statistically right now, and it's a guy that, you know, we say his name a lot, and there's a lot of indifferent feelings on it. Robbie Ray for the Toronto Blue Jays. He is having a great year. 23 starts, a 2.88 ERA. Okay, you're not an ERA guy. You like punchies. 137 innings, 167 strikeouts. Those are big boy numbers. And by the way, Robbie Ray, he's kind of been doing this for a little bit. After his next start, he is going to be fourth in strikeouts since 2016. You want to know the guys ahead of him? Max Scherzer, Garrett Cole, and Jacob deGrom. I know strikeouts aren't everything, but they tell part of the story. Robbie Ray's gross is about as gross as anyone's in baseball. He signed this free agency early, November 7th. He re-upped with the Blue Jays in a year we knew was going to be a weird free agency after COVID and all that stuff. We saw what happened with our guy Oda Rizzi and a bunch of the dudes in free agency. It was a weird year, a lot going on. Robbie Ray re-signed with the Blue Jays because he has a great relationship with the bullpen coach and the pitching coach, and he is having a lights-out year. And guess what? He might have got himself a full bag and more, because when he hits free agency this time, it's not going to be 1 for 7. He's going to say, hey, I've been fourth in strikeouts the past 5 years or whatever it is. He's going to say, I got a 2.88 this year. I'm a lefty. I'm 29 years old right now. Turns 30 October 1st. A team is going to talk themselves into a lot of money for Robbie Ray, and he deserves some credit too. The walks have always been a problem. He's got his lowest walk per 9 this year, 2.4 per 9. Bob Ray.
Good job, Robbie Ray.
Nice job, Robbie. Nice award, Jake.
You got some stats while we get the next award, BBD? Robbie Ray and Trev. They ever link up?
Trev,
I don't remember.
you got an award?
My award is is called the Like He Never Left Award. I am giving it to Christopher Sale.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people, I get it. Didn't pitch last year at all. 2019, maybe not his best year. But what were we expecting him to come back? Come back and be bad? Because that's not going to happen. Look at the baseball reference page on this guy. Starting in 2012. All-Star Cy Young 6, All-Star Cy Young 5, All-Star Cy Young 3, All-Star Cy Young 4, All-Star Cy Young 5, All-Star Cy Young 2, All-Star Cy Young 4. That's 7 years in a row in the top 6, in AL Cy Young voting. The guy is the real deal. Jim, he's got 16 bolds on his baseball reference page. 2 of them, guess what they are? Of the gold variety. That means all-time career record. He holds that for starting pitching in strikeouts per 9 at 11.1 and in strikeouts per walk at 5.39. We're talking all-timer here, people. So he comes back, 5 innings pitched. He strikes out 8 people, 2 earned runs. But we got the report. They said in his rehab games, he looked great. His velo was there. The thing that I liked about his first game was he was locating wherever he wanted to go. Wherever he wanted to go. 0 walks. Playing with that outside corner. He lets the ball go at first base. He does the backdoor thing. Then he does the back foot thing with the slider. Then he throws it harder. Then he throws it slower. He's got the velo. I saw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't know if that was the top, but that's plenty. That's plenty for Chris Sale. So the Red Sox got exactly what they thought they were going to get. Essentially, I mean, was there a better pitcher, shipped at the deadline? Scherzer, and then who? Probably Chris Sale, the best acquisition, if you want to call it that, when the Red Sox desperately needed it. So go ahead, check out his baseball reference page. Don't forget about who Chris Sale has been in the past, and it looks like he's going to be in 2021. Love the baseball reference page. Haven't been on it in a while.
Okay.
Trevor Plouffe against Robbie Ray.
7 for 4.
7 for 4 is quite a guess. 1 for 4. Some of the worst luck on those 3 outs ever. Deep fly ball to right, deep fly ball to center, a ground ball double play, hard hit. Robbie Ray deflected off his foot.
Oh.
Becomes a double play.
Dude, probably
and then you solved him the next game. You faced him, looks like 2 months later, double down the left field line.
The way I saw it in my head, the person wrote their 1 like too much. They put that thing on the top of the 1 that makes it kind of look like a 7.
I'm assuming it was a deflection off his foot. It just says double play, pitcher to shortstop to second base to first, and that's the only way that logically makes sense.
We gonna need to see that.
If you
So I would assume
the tail on the top of the 1 and then the base, like, you have too much time on your hand. Give me the tally mark and move on, people. Don't be doing that formal 1 shit around me.
Genuine question for some Red Sox fans. They gave Sale the Orioles, and then who's his next start against?
Looks like we just did
looked
it
at
this morning.
I pure curiosity, because they play the Yankees. I'd love to. Oh, I think the Texas
Twins.
Rangers.
I think it's either Rain. Oh no, yeah, Rain. He gets first game of Rangers, last game of Twins.
I would be curious to see
Assuming
if
it's
they
5.
timed up those 2 teams for a reason. That's kind of a soft landing for a guy coming off a big injury. Genuine question. No idea.
If I
Makes sense.
counted,
They gave Cole the same thing.
If I counted right this morning, he gets that Orioles warm up, Rangers warm up, Twins warm up, and then I think he gets back-to-back Rays.
Feo's in the chat saying it's only avoid making a judgment on Sale because it's only 1 start. But if you watched his stuff, like, it was there. Like,
Trev,
his stuff was there.
How do you write your 2s? You loop it or you hard stop to
loop.
the right?
Just right here.
Hard. Stop.
Yeah.
You do a hard pivot.
No looping. I'm not a looper guy.
I wasn't a looper, and then when I was like in 8th grade, I saw someone loop it. I thought it looked more fun, and I've been a looper ever since.
I'm the most obvious looper out there.
I'm a looper. Trev, Chris Sale, 15 for 53. It's 283 average, 2 doubles.
Yeah, not a lot of extra base hits against him. I got my knocks. You know what's weird,
Not
man?
in the book.
And just real quick, because I know you got your award, Jim. Handwriting specialists, like we write differently, every single one of us, man, and they can tell if you wrote something. What the freak?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know. I think people were more consistent with their handwriting when they had to write in cursive all the time. Because, I mean, you find me on... I actually have a daily, note journal that I keep. And the handwriting, sometimes it's all caps, sometimes it's lowercase, sometimes it's very neat, other times it's incredibly sloppy. It just all depends. Depends on the pen I'm using, too.
Yeah, I think it's more so like the pressure of which you hold the pen and like the strokes. They can tell it from that, not just like looking at the handwriting. Phrenology?
I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe. My award is Hope of All Hopes.
Ooh.
The Hope of All Hopes award.
Mm.
Yeah. What if I told you
Graphology. Sorry.
first round pick in his third career start went up against a lineup where 7 of the 9 hitters have an OPS that starts with an 8 or above?
Tough matchup, I'd say.
Yes. Facing a deep lineup. It's his third career start. He's a first-round pick. And he shuts them down. 6 innings pitched, only 3 hits, 1 earned run. Hope of all hopes goes to Reed Detmers.
Mm.
Angels.
The Angels.
Louisville.
Let's go.
Chatham,
Makes me
Illinois.
fucking fired up.
Same high school as Worth. Jason Worth. And Phil Mouton. I don't know how you say it. Is it Maton? Yeah. Hope of all hopes, man. Be good, Reed. Also, I went to Baseball Reference. I clicked his Twitter account, and then it says he follows me. So now I'm a fan of his. That's how that works. And I hope that he's good for the Angels because they need pitching. And hope of all hopes. Finish out the rest of the year strong. But that is a deep lineup. So, I went to check to see, did the Astros, have a lot of subs, blah, blah, blah. But no, it's a lot of good players. Brantley took him deep, which is, almost a good thing.
Yeah, that's nice.
He and I
I
have
own
the same
some
birthday,
Detmers
so I'm a
baseball
fan.
cards.
Same birthday. Threw a lot of different pitches, too. 32 curveballs, 23 fastballs, 19 sliders, even got a sinker involved a little bit. 20% swing and miss rate, 30% strike rate on whiffs plus called strikes.
He's got the looper curveball. I'm interested to see how that develops.
He's a lefty, right?
Yeah, but how does he write his twos though?
Oh, you can't ask a lefty about handwriting.
He's age 22.
That's
Honestly, he feels like a righty kind of guy. That's what I'm getting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I respect lefties more if they write righty.
Want me to tweet at him and ask him for a handwriting sample?
Yes. Also, Bo Clore. Bo Clory.
What is this,
$50.
chemistry?
$50. He wants to let you know. I believe it's a guy. Could be a girl. Bo Clore wants you to know he's team no loop for $50.
Wow.
Okay.
I think he wanted you to know that. He should have done.
Also, phrenology is the study of the size and shape of craniums.
Whoa.
So I was a little off.
I very much appreciate it, Bo, but you kind of have to donate 22 there.
No, he's made the right call. and I kind of, maybe I'll start unlooping it. I don't know. I like the loop.
Big changes at the
I'm
end of
I'm
the
all
set.
caps all the time. My dad used to write that way, and then I just
I'm mostly all caps all the time.
Yeah.
We'll do anything not to handwrite. End the show, Jim.
Cursive and script and making kids write that might be the stupidest thing society's ever done. Just formal for formal's sake. This isn't necessary at all. It's crazy that they made kids write that. There's no benefit. There's zero benefit or reason why you should have to write in cursive. And that's the
I kind of
show.
like it.
Yeah, it looks pretty. If you
Kinda
if you can
sexy.
do it, that's fine. But
Cursive sexy.
in school, they made you do it, which seems so unnecessary.
Why do girls
Teach it.
naturally write bubbly? Why does that happen?
Because
What's up with
society demands
messed
things
up,
out of
Trev.
different sexes, and it's fucked up,
up.
Trevor.
You think society teaches girls to write
Oh my
more
God!
bubbly?
Try being a girl with boys' handwriting.
Try being a boy with a
I'm
dog's
curious.
handwriting.
It's messed up, man. Jake sucks.
Imagine if the what's the big document called?
Constitution.
Declaration of Independence
50-50
was
chance.
written in all caps.